is going on, everyone? I know it has been a very long time since I've actually posted a longer video than a short, which I did try out. That was pretty cool. I don't know, I have no excuse why I haven't recorded. Just haven't felt like doing the same old stuff, because I feel like all I was doing was constant updates and just some little things here and there. Nothing very exciting. I noticed I've gotten a few more subscribers, so I figured I'd post an update for everyone. Like I said, nothing really new and exciting has gone on. I've had some fish pass away, which if you follow my other Instagram account, I usually post some stuff on there. I just get tired of posting all the fish that die. I will be getting a new tank soon, so I'm pretty excited for that. It is a glass tank. It is smaller than the 240, but bigger than a 125, so I'll keep everyone guessing on that. The 240, I have some ideas for. Not sure how well they'll work. I've asked some people about repairing it, because there is a new problem with it that I've found, and a lot of people are saying it's a risk, even if you fix it correctly. Some people are saying don't fix it, just get it fixed professionally, which I don't have that kind of budget, so alright, we'll get into this. We'll start off at the 125 with all the monsters in it, and that is another reason I'm jumping on that new tank I was talking about. It's because that catfish there, the gar, which I don't think I've shown yet because the tank I got it with was too small and I didn't want any criticism, which obviously I've gotten a little bit on this tank, but hopefully soon the new tank for these fish, temporarily till the 240 is done, and then the pool pond, the ultimate goal, they'll be going in that tank as just a temporary thing for now. But the big clown knife, and as I did say, I've had some deaths, so if you notice anything missing here, my big tiger Oscar has also passed away. Really nothing I can say about that, but I noticed before he did pass away that he was sitting at the bottom. He wouldn't eat, so I don't know exactly what was going on. None of the other fish seemed to be affected by whatever got him. I don't know if it was just old age. I did get that fish from someone, and I know it wasn't kept in the best conditions. The picture I found of that fish on Facebook, back when that was still a thing, before they banned all that, the picture showed a 75-gallon tank, and what I could tell from the picture was there was a couple Pacosmuses, really large ones, and an Oscar, so I messaged him about the Oscar. I ended up getting the fish, which, again, like I said, the picture of the tank was, the water just looked milky, and when I got it from him, he explained it as, my filter broke, and I just haven't gotten a new one, but the tank was way overcrowded than this one. The fish were just as big, but in a 75-gallon, so that fish probably had a pretty rough life. So anyway, this is the gar I have not shown to anyone yet, at least that I can remember. I just swapped him over here because the tank he was in, I needed it for kind of like a hospital tank, so this is the second trial run with the gar in the tank. The first time it didn't work out so well with the Oscar still alive. This catfish, for some reason, becomes aggressive when there's a gar in the tank, and it was nipping at him, but so far it seems okay as of right now, so we're just gonna have to feel it out, see what happens. I did add some stress coat to this tank last night, hoping that the gar would chill out. Maybe they'd all chill out, but yeah, I don't know what this catfish's deal is, but you know. Then we got the big red devil, my devil, whatever anyone wants to call it. This guy is super aggressive anymore. I don't know what changed. I can't even gravel vac the tank, or at least this half, his half of the tank over here. That's where he defends. I can clean over there, no problem. I come over here, problem. He attacks the gravel vacuum. I don't know. He's a very aggressive fish, which, whatever. He's by himself. He can be mad all he wants. Another thing I've noticed with this guy is he likes to follow whatever's down here. Oh yeah. So we'll go over to the tank that the gar was in. You might recognize this fish from my video a long time ago of the lost tanks. I had to move my royal clown knife to the two tanks that are at my dad's house still. He used to be in this tank, but he was actually picking on that giant clown knife, so he was a problem at one point, and that's why I moved him. He was at my dad's, now he's here because he is very thin. I'm not sure if he's gonna even make it. I do go out and check on the tanks and feed them and clean them, but I have two different foods to feed that tank. The 125 there with the Oscars, the tinfoil barb, this clown knife, and a giant convict cichlid. But only one of the foods was being fed to the tank, so this clown knife is the only one that doesn't feed from the surface, whereas all the other ones have learned to go and grab them. And that one food, that the pellets that I fed him, he apparently was not getting fed. I don't know if the camera shows just how thin he is, but this royal clown knife is actually longer than my albino one, but yeah, you can see how thick he is there. He's like a piece of paper at this point. I did have him in another 75 with all the cichlids and bichers, and the big jaguar female was just pestering him. I even brought this pipe here, which is where he likes to hide. And the female jaguar thought it was her home, her new upgrade. So I had to desperately move this fish in here. I put stress coat and some aquarium salt. And he's not looking good. He was fine when I brought him home. He's not looking good now. So we'll just have to wait and see. Then over to the 75-gallon racks. This lower 75 is where I had those two bigger peacock bass in the shorts video. They both died. I had to move the gold clown temporarily to the tank up here because this albino clown knife owns this tank apparently and picks on whatever else is in the tank. The guy I got the peacock bass from, he thought that one of the bass was more dominant than the other, picking on the other one, because one had died and then a few days later the other died. Well, I came to the conclusion with all the scratch marks on this gold clown here that this is the culprit, and he is the one killing all the other fish because he attacks this clown knife a lot. But I do have an albino channel cat in here, which is getting very big now from when I first got it. And if I didn't put this little cave in there for him, this albino clown knife would have killed him, I'm sure, by now. Even though he's sticking out, he's gotten that big now. They seem to be okay since I've moved them back in here, but I'm not quite sure. He's looking a little stressed over here. His fins are clamped. Oh, and here's the female jaguar I was talking about, that bigger pipe with the royal clown in there. She thought that was her new upgrade, but it's not. Got the bichers still. I do have a cosmos in here somewhere. I can't remember off the top of my head what kind it is. He's in there. He's getting pretty big. Now obviously I had to move this mystery cichlid. I don't remember if I've filmed this fish in here yet, but this is the tank that leaked. This is where the 75 was that leaked with both flower horns before I went to Florida last April. They were in a 55 for the longest time, but I had a friend that his flower horn died and he didn't want the tank anymore, so he was generous enough to give me that. So now these two get a bigger home once again. This guy is golden base. You can see that deformity on his lip. I don't know how that happened, but he is starting to show some colors and getting big. And this girl's pretty old. I've had her for a while now. Not quite sure how old she is, but nice brightly colored tank. Then over to everyone's favorite, the don't mind the tank. I scrub this tank once a week for algae and it's never stops. The Calico Convict Cichlids, the last batch of them before the parents died. They're getting huge now. I'm sure they are old enough to breed at this point, but I'd like to breed one of them with that big convict that's still at my dad's house in one of those tanks there. I've noticed a few of them that are rather large, like this one and this one. There's a few of them that hang out in that corner, so I don't know if they're breeding together. I hope not, but not quite sure. Still have the little peacock bass. They seem to be doing the best. I've noticed this one here hasn't been doing so hot. I'm gonna treat the tank today for something. Not quite sure yet if it's a parasite or what's going on, but he's been swimming very weird. Maybe he is getting picked on by that one. Not quite sure. No light on this tank. There is a light above it, I just didn't turn it on. It's not an aquarium light, but the Datnoid and the albino arowana, both getting huge. I'm gonna have to move them into a 55 or something soon. I plan on resealing 275 so I can have some more grow out room. That Datnoid's getting almost too big for his pot over there. So, and a couple weeks ago I spent almost all day cleaning this basement. I don't know what got in me, I just decided it needed to be cleaned. I tried organizing it as best as I could. Let's talk about some future plans here. That over there in the corner where those 3 tanks are that you just saw, I'd like to eventually move those out of there, tear down that stand, create some more room for other tanks, because eventually those fish won't be in those tanks. Obviously the arowana and Datnoid will be in like a 55 for a little while or something, 75 maybe. Same with those guys. I'd like to get these Calico convicts into a 55 for the time being. Get that mirror out of there, no one needs that. Same with these like shelves over here, get rid of those just to open up more space down here. I started peeling the walls off the paint off the walls so I could seal it some more. So this basement leaks through the walls because the gutter's outside. Yeah, I organized as much as I could, got everything cleaned up, got all the empty tanks. These are the 275s I'm going to be resealing soon. That 55's good, that's an old 20, and I'm trying to sell those 2 tanks up there. I actually just sold all my plastic ornaments because I don't use those anymore, and a 20-gallon tall tank because I'm probably not going to need that. And this is probably, I need an outlet, couple outlets on the wall, but this is probably where the new tank I mentioned is going to be going. My goal is to have the new tank, the 125 from my dad's and the 125 here, which needs to be resealed. Both of those 2 125s should be resealed, I would assume. And I'd like them permanently along this wall. Obviously in this room over here, where these 3 tanks were, is where the pool's gonna go at some point. And then the destined big 240, that's just depressing anymore. I've been searching for a way to fix this chip in the tank, which I've talked about before, and I think I've finally found it. Instead of using a thinner like Weldon 4, I'd like to use almost like a gel type epoxy or acrylic cement. I found it's Weldon 16. It's actually kind of like a super glue. It's not as liquidy as the Weldon 4. But as I mentioned, the other disability I have found with this tank is, actually, my cat likes to get up here and hide in the tank when I'm down here because he thinks he's sneaky. But I was tapping on it and noticed that in that spot it sounded different one night. the seam here has started to separate. I don't know if the camera will focus on that. Apparently not. See how that's separating when I lift up on that? It's unfortunate. I've never gotten to use this tank and I just keep finding more and more wrong with it. So I've talked to a few guys. Obviously one of them was Michael Terrell, who's also on YouTube. I've asked him about the chip before and he got me in contact with someone and what they thought I should do, which I just haven't acted on them yet. But as Michael mentioned, use the Weldon 4, put it in there and put some weight on it to obviously make sure it bonds together real well. And like he said, it is a risk. It's a risk I'm willing to take because I am fortunate enough to have this huge basement. So if I fix it and it leaks, it's junk, whatever. At least it's in the basement. I don't want to get rid of the tank because it's awesome. Obviously it's not in the best shape. I personally, with my dad, built this stand, so that was awesome. Took way too long to build and it didn't come out quite right because I had it in my head the exact sizes of the tank, and apparently upon assembly there are some discrepancies here. I wanted it to be the exact size of the tank, and as you can see, it's not. It'll work just fine. This stand is, I can't even lift it by myself with one arm. Probably hold a truck on it. So I mentioned the 2x6s or 4x6 posts as the main legs, 2x6s around the bases, and then 2x4s to brace. It is definitely overkill, but honestly, if I ever leave this place, this tank and stand are probably gonna stay here. So that's gonna be it. Oh wait, there is a fish I haven't shown you guys. I said it was gonna be an update, so I might as well update them all. What was supposed to be a female King Kong parrot, or I forgot, Santa King Kong parrot, which I'm pretty sure I got ripped off on. She's still going, and so is this very poor quality from what I bought for 10 bucks. Was supposed to be a red dragon flower horn, and who knows what this thing actually is. Either way, it's still kicking, still going. And the newest fish, which I had to set up an old 10-gallon, and of course the glare. I don't know. Either way, I'll try and figure out a way to insert a picture into this video. It is a Planiceps or firewood catfish. This guy is starting to put on some size finally. Very, very aggressive eater. All I feed him for now is I try and feed him some tiny pellets that he never eats, and then I just mash up some tilapia and he eats them when it's in smaller pieces. Really excited. I hope this catfish lives a long time because this thing is awesome. I love the pattern and colors on it. And like I said, I'll try and insert a picture into the video. But when I got this guy, the picture I took of it in a beta cup while I was acclimating him to the tank. I don't know, this fish just looks amazing. I know it won't look like that forever, but that is the newest fish there. So that is going to be all for today. Like I said, I figured I should just post an update video. Talk about the deaths of some fish that I didn't make a video on. It's probably been, luckily lately I've only lost 4 or 5 fish in the last few months, some of them from old age, I'm sure. Obviously the clown knife attacking them, killing them, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, nothing real exciting other than the news about the new tank, possibly getting the 240 fixed. It's starting to be springtime where I'm at, so the basement needed a good cleaning because it's never been fully cleaned. I even got the cobwebs off the ceiling finally. That was tedious, but springtime, things are waking up, cleaning time, spring cleaning. Had to get some stuff rolling, slowing down again. I need to pick it back up just to keep stuff rolling here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the update, especially the new subscribers and the old ones. Thank you for sticking around. Sorry for the super long video. It's an update video, so figured I'd tell you everything. Thanks for watching.